can't buy. It resides between my eyes. Walked through the fire, came out better on the other side. See, life's like a beach if you find the sand. And right now, I feel like $100,000.
You are listening to Inspired Insider with your host, Dr. Jeremy Wise.
Dr. Jeremy Wise here, founder of InspiredInsider.com, where I talk with inspirational entrepreneurs and leaders like the founders of RX Bars. They end up selling to Kellogg for $600 million. Check out that interview. This is before I even know, honestly, Jim, how big they were at all and how they built that up. P90X founder Tony Horton talked about how he made money as a street mime. Before he sold hundreds of millions of dollars. That's how he made food and apartment money. He put his hat on the street and was a street mime at the time. Atari founder Nolan Bushnell talked about how when he was Steve Jobs' mentor, that Steve offered him 33% of Apple for $50,000 and why he said no. And you'll appreciate this one, Jim. I talked to Noah Alper, who started Noah's Bagels and later Einstein Bagels, and he told me he started out selling religious tchotchkes out of his trunk. That was not a super successful business. And then he went to sell bagels. So that was super interesting. And today's episode is brought to you by Rise 25, which I co-founded with my business partner John Corcoran. Our mission is to connect you with your best referral partners and customers. And we do that through a done-for-you service. We do a done-for-you podcast service to help you connect to your best clients and partners. And we also do a done-for-you event solution where we'll go and partner with companies and do a VIP event for them. And it's behind a greater mission and purpose. You can go to rise25.com/mission, and it's a veteran entrepreneur scholarship. So when we do events, we try and actually fund a veteran entrepreneur to come so they can meet the network and help up-level their business. And there's a long story behind that. It's my grandfather was a Holocaust survivor in Nazi Germany, while John's grandfather was a B-17 captain pilot who flew 35 missions over Nazi Germany. And we really want to support just entrepreneurs and veterans. So go to rise25.com/mission, apply, or if you know of someone, tell them about that link. Today, I'm super excited. We have Jim McCarthy. Talk about events. Like, this guy is the veteran of events and spreading the word on events so people can actually go to them and find them. Jim McCarthy is a co-founder and CEO of Goldstar, and Goldstar started in 2002, which in internet years, Jim, is like 300 years old, and they sell millions of live event tickets to millions of people on behalf of more than 5,000 venues and producers every year. He's a curator and co-founder of the TEDxBroadway. He is on the board of directors for the Union Station Homeless Services, as well as the Pasadena Playhouse. And you have to check out sellingout.com. Make sure to find Jim's podcast on there, on sellingout.com. And also, don't mess with Jim, because I read, Jim, I don't know, you're a black belt in Northern Eagle Claw Kung Fu. Just that name scares me. So.
Yeah, I mean, it should. It really should. It's
like in less than 3 seconds, you could probably kill me. Is that?
I don't know. It might take 10.
10. Okay, got it.
You seem tough.
Thank you for joining me, though.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me. This is great.
Jim, I always ask, since it's Inspired Insider, two things. First of all, thank you. Thanks for sharing all this. It's amazing. Yeah. I love hearing the journey. It's inspiring to hear. Like, when I read Shoe Dog, I feel it was kind of like therapy, because hearing the hard times is therapeutic. That everyone goes through these things. It's not just me. So thank you for sharing all those things. One, I always ask, what's been the lowest moment and how you push through, and then two, on the flip side, what's been a proud moment for you?
I think the lowest moments came early on, where there was I didn't know how I was going to financially endure, and just meet my responsibilities.
What kept you going, though? Because you kept pushing. You could have quit.
Well, I tell you that this is probably something that entrepreneurs should know about too. The lag between the success in your business and the financial rewards of that can sometimes be substantial, right? So the thing that kept me going was we were going well. The business was going up. And so here I am going, this is working. But that doesn't mean that I'm
You're pouring it back in the business.
Money,
Is that what
right?
you mean?
Like, yeah, there's a phase where that's appropriate, and there's a phase where it's not. And if you start to drain the resources of the business while it's progressing to feed yourself, you're net doing a disservice, because it needs those resources.
It's like you're getting the positive reinforcement, but not maybe experiencing the positive, something like that.
Yeah. The success of the business oftentimes runs out ahead of your own financial success, but it's a very satisfying feeling. It's just that you got to take a deep breath and say, okay, how long is it going to take to get there, and what do we have to do? And I think that entrepreneurs should know that can happen, but also take care of yourself to some degree when it gets to the point where you are at risk because you're not getting resources. You have to take that into account, right? Mm-hmm. Like, just as the business needs those resources to grow, there comes a point where, like, if everyone's about to break on a personal level, then you need to, the best investment you can make is directing those resources to the people who are going to make your business work on a day in and day out basis. So I'm giving you permission as an entrepreneur to start taking money if it makes it possible for you to, make the business work, right? Like, that is also an investment. It's not purely selfish or short-sighted. It is important. But there were some tense times, and we pushed through them. We didn't go raise money and give ourselves salary. It just wasn't that kind of thing. Yeah. So
that's when you studied Northern Eagle Claw to get out your kung fu, to get out your aggression.
I was actually a little bit later, but
okay.
The point is well made.
Yes. On the flip side, some proud moments for you.
Oh, I just feel there's been millions. We've had so many milestones, either with products that we've rolled out or millionth customer, 10 millionth customer. I'm trying to think of recently. I for example, I mentioned getting to the state with our organizer-facing tools where it is truly a self-serve platform, end-to-end, digitally integrated with the ticketing systems and everything else. We had a major release on that just a few weeks ago, where I'm just looking back in wonder at how far that platform has come and how far ahead it is of anything else that's out there. And so, there's just a lot of things where when you look back from the perspective of where you are, it's kind of amazing. But then again, there's a million more to come, right? So.
Yeah, and there's a couple other contributions you can make now because of this. I imagine you're the TEDxBroadway co-founder, and then the Union Station Homeless Services. I don't know if you want to mention both of those and kind of what your involvement is.
Well, TEDxBroadway is a TEDx event on Broadway, just like it sounds.
Yeah.
And Goldstar has been in collaboration with Situation Marketing, I should say, which is a Broadway-based but not exclusively Broadway marketing firm in New York. We've been co-producing this event for the last 8 years, and it is a great day. It's on September 24th this year at New World Stages in New York City, so people should come. We have great speakers both inside and outside the Broadway world that are there, and we get to, this is actually another relationship and partnership building opportunity too. It's been really fun and good. Union Station Homeless Services, I've been on the board now for about almost 6 years. And it is an organization in Pasadena, California, that is one of the most effective organizations in the whole country when it comes to reducing homelessness and actually, working on the problem of homelessness. And we recently, I'm very excited, in the near future, we're going to be talking about the goal of eliminating homelessness in Pasadena by 2025. Since 2009, Union Station has been part of reducing the homeless population of Pasadena by 50% at a time when in Southern California and beyond, homelessness has been increasing very fast. So amazing. It can. I think the message that I would have for people who aren't in Pasadena, aren't in Southern California, but anywhere in America and beyond is it's a problem that can be solved. I think there's a lot of sort of despair about homelessness. We don't have to have it. It's the way I put it, and I think entrepreneurs and business owners can resonate with this. What we've chosen as a society right now is a very expensive solution with very poor outcomes. Because homelessness as it currently exists is extremely expensive for us as a society to foot that bill. So we've chosen a high price and poor outcome. The kinds of things that actually reduce homelessness are less expensive and give you an outcome that I think, as sort of decent human beings, we don't want our fellow citizens living the way that people who are on the street live. And it's no good for anybody. People should not be ashamed to say, homelessness, degrades the quality of life for everybody, most especially the homeless, but we can do better. That's really the message. Homelessness can be ended. And it's not even that complicated. There's some really straightforward things. And there's a lot of will. There's been a couple of things passed in Southern California, for example, that fund a lot more services for homelessness prevention and abatement. It's because people care. They don't want it to be this way. And I think it doesn't have to be this way. We don't have to have homelessness the way that we have it now. So
yeah. Thanks for sharing that. I want to, Jim, just be the first one to thank you. Everyone should check out goldstar.com.
Yes.
For any possible events you want to think about and go to in your city, anywhere in the U.S., and sellingout.com. Where else should we point people towards?
Those are great. I think, Goldstar, I'd say check Goldstar first. If you want to go out, that's your first stop. Selling Out is for people who are in the business of selling and marketing live entertainment. And we talk to all kinds of folks that can share their perspective on how they've been successful and beyond. So if you're in the biz, go to sellingout.com and Goldstar. If you're not in the biz and you just want to find out what's going on and save money, check Goldstar first, and I think you're going to be pretty happy.
Cool.
The app, website, it's all there.
Thank you, Jim.
Right. Thanks, Jeremy.
What I got, you can't buy. It resides between my eyes. Walked through the fire, came out